I imagine myself on a beach in Bora Bora drinking a pina colada. Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to be doing a perfume collection. So this is all of my perfumes. Yes, I have a lot. I link my perfumes to certain memories, and a lot of these I've taken with me to trips, to vacations, and smelling them just kind of take me back to like a certain time. I know that's like super deep and like it's just perfume, like relax, but I just love perfume. I also had somebody request that I do this video in my astrology and perfume video. Thank you to whoever requested. I'll put your name right here. Thank you for that request. I always appreciate requests because, you know, I'm just starting off. So any videos that you would want to see from me, then please let me know. That's like super appreciated, and I will definitely get on to doing those videos. With that being said, I'm just gonna get right into it because this video is going to be 3 million years long. So grab some tea. Some of these perfumes I've shown in my past videos, but a lot of them... Sorry, I'm like looking at a duck outside of my window. What was I saying? Yes, I know this is a lot of perfumes. Yes, I know perfumes go bad, but it is what it is. You like what you like. I like what I like. If you don't want to watch this video, then you don't have to. As I do with most of my perfume videos, I'm gonna have all of the notes of each of the perfumes like over here as I'm talking about it. And I'm just gonna kind of give little brief descriptions of each one. The first one right here is Burberry London. So it comes with like this cloth over it. I got this at Nordstrom Rack. I don't think you can get this anymore in like normal retail stores. I don't think you can get it. Oh, this perfume brings back so many memories. It's kind of spicy. It has like rose. To me, this smells super feminine, but with like a touch of masculine. But it's mostly just like a really, really sophisticated feminine scent. I mean, it's Burberry. What do you expect? Kind of gives me like the vibes of it. Kind of remind me of Coco Mademoiselle. They're not the same even in the slightest, but it's like that sophisticated vibe. That's kind of what this gives me, if that makes any sense. I don't know, you wear this to like go out on like a fancy dinner kind of perfume. This just smells like classy and sophisticated to me. Moving on, next up I have Ariana Grande. Which one is this? She has a couple. She has this one and then this one, so I guess I'll talk both about them. To be honest, I think these both smell very similar. Okay, so they have the same vibe to it. I think this pink one is a lot sweeter though, but they're both just like, they're kind of like that typical celebrity fragrance, just really sweet, girly. I would picture these for a lot younger of a girl to wear these, like teenage years. I am 21, which is not old by any means, but I love these perfumes. Like this is the type of fragrance that I love. But if you don't like super overly sweet cotton candy sugar kind of perfumes, you would not like these. And they are also celebrity fragrances, so they are a lot more inexpensive than like a normal designer fragrance would be. This just give off that like cotton candy, sweet sugar, kind of like Pink Sugar by Aqualina. Yeah, I really like these, even though they are a little girly. I love these kinds of smells. Scents, I don't know. Okay, so since I'm talking about Ariana Grande perfumes, I guess I'll just get this one out of the way. So this is Ariana Grande Cloud. This is definitely, it still has that sweet vibe, but I think it's a complete 360 from the other ones, like from these ones. These are like sweet in a very girly way, whereas this one, it's still sweet, but I feel like this one is like colder. Even though it is super sweet and it is like a warm scent, obviously it's sweet, but it gives me like cold weather and cozy vibes. I don't know, it's definitely a different vibe from these ones. These ones are like very girly, playful, sweet fragrances, whereas this one is just on a different level to those. It's still overly sweet. The main reason why I bought this perfume is because it's a dupe for Francis Kurkdjian Baccarat Rouge 540. I think that perfume was like $300 and something, and this has been compared to that perfume a lot. I personally have never smelled that perfume. A lot of perfume videos that I've seen everyone always says that this perfume is a very close dupe to that, and this is like a fraction of the price of that. It's super sweet, but it's very cozy. I see myself wearing this like fall, winter, because it just gives me those like cozy leaves falling, candles, like fireplace kind of vibe. I don't know, it's just a really sweet and cozy kind of smell, whereas this is like playful, you know, going out kind of smell. Then I have Pink Sugar by Aqualina. So this smell is just, it literally just smells like pure sugar. If you don't like sweet scents, stay far away from this one, because oh my god, it's good, don't get me wrong, but I think this, especially for somebody who doesn't like sweet scents, I feel like this can be very nauseating. If I were to spray this perfume and go and hug my mom, I think she would chop my head off. If you're around somebody that hates sweet scents, they would literally throw up in your face. But I feel like I'm talking really negatively about it. It's not a bad perfume in any way. It's actually super sweet, super girly, super childish. This is definitely not something that I see some mature woman to spray. You can wear any perfume at any age. It doesn't, nobody gives a flying hoot what you wear at any age. This gives me like little girl, middle school, high school vibes. So sticking to the celebrity perfume theme, the next one I have is Britney Spears Fantasy. I think everybody has at least smelled this perfume. Every time I smell this, it just brings me back to middle school. This was my perfume in middle school. This is all I wore. And so every time I smell it, it reminds me of like the locker room for like gym class. This is a really good perfume. I actually recently bought it because for some reason I was watching some perfume videos and I kept seeing this pop up, and it had been so long that I hadn't smelled this perfume, and I really wanted to get it again. And this is super inexpensive. I think it's like $20 or $30. It's a really fruity, super sweet, again super girly, and celebrity perfumes have kind of like this bad rep of just really poor staying power. This one actually stays on forever. Literally, it will stay on all day. You will be able to smell this. So that's something that this definitely does not lack in. I would say the same honestly for these Ariana Grande perfumes. Every time I put these on, they stay on my skin forever. And especially this guy right here stays on forever. Pink Sugar from Aqualina, I wouldn't say stays on for too long. It is very like playful and fun. And yeah, if you like sweet scents, I would give this one a try. It's cheap. So next on the celebrity fragrance train, we have probably my favorite celebrity fragrance of all time. So I first heard about this perfume. I had never heard about this perfume, and I heard about it from Kathleen Lights. This perfume is summer in a bottle, and I wore this so much last summer, so every time I smell it, it brings me back to that feeling of just like summer and like going out, going to the beach, you know, good times, which we didn't get to do this year. Hopefully we'll resume next year. Anyway, this is Jennifer Lopez Miami Glow, and when I first bought this bottle, I was using it so sparingly because I was like, oh my god, what if I can't find it anymore or whatever, because I was obsessed with it. And then I found it and I bought a backup. This is the only perfume that I have a backup of because I love it that much. I'm just like terrified that it's gonna disappear. And again, it is a celebrity perfume, so it's got that lower price, which is amazing. But the staying power is out of this world. It stays on forever, which is amazing. This just smells like, oh, this just smells like the beach. This just reminds me of memories that I don't even have. It just reminds me of like being in like Bora Bora, which I've never been able to afford, so I don't know why it reminds me of that. I imagine myself on a beach in Bora Bora drinking a pina colada. That's the vibe that this gives me. I wear all of my perfumes whenever I feel like it. I really don't care. But this perfume is so summery that it's just weird to wear this not in summer. It's just coconut, beachy, aquatic smell. It's so delicious. You have to smell this. You can get this perfume at Perfumania, and I think I got this bottle at like just a random like perfume kiosk at the mall. You can definitely find it on like Amazon, but you can definitely still find it. I'm just crazy and I have to, because I have a fear that this is gonna disappear on me. I almost dropped it. So next up for the celebrity fragrances, we have these three. So these are all the Rihanna perfumes. This perfume is very popular. If you know anything about perfumes, if you like to watch perfume videos, it's a super popular perfume, and for a good reason. This does not smell like a celebrity perfume. It smells like an actual like designer perfumes. You don't get that typical celebrity perfume vibe. I feel like when you smell a celebrity perfume, you're like, okay, that's a celebrity perfume. You kind of just know. But with this one, if somebody were to like blindfold me, I would never guess that this was a celebrity fragrance. And this is super inexpensive. So this first one is Reb'l Fleur from Rihanna. And this perfume, this is the perfect sexy, just like night out, going to the bar, to a club, just the perfect night out fragrance. This to me just smells so sexy and like seductive. It's super sweet. There's kind of like a kick to it. It's so good. This does not smell little girl-ish. This smells very grown up. This is like one of the first ever celebrity perfumes that I smelled that don't smell like a little girl. Like, it actually smells like a mature woman, and it just smells like grown up and sexy. And yeah, I just love it. It's super warm and sweet and just sexy and seductive. And then the next one is this one. So this is the red one. This one is definitely different from this. It's still sexy, I will say that. It is sweet, but it has like something different to it. I mean, obviously it's a different perfume. I can't really pinpoint what this one smells like. This is not my favorite, to be honest. I feel like this, and I don't mean to offend anyone, but this one smells a little old to me. Like, it smells a little like old lady. It is sweet, but I feel like this reminds me of like an old lady type of perfume, which is not my vibe. If it's your vibe, more power to you, but that's not my vibe. Anyway, and then this one, I think this is called like Nude or something. I don't know, but I really actually like this one. It's definitely so much lighter than these two. Like, it's super light. It's kind of like an everyday kind of fragrance. It's still on that like sweet vibe. This one just smells really kind of fruity and sweet, but it's also kind of fresh smelling at the same time. Yeah, I really like this one. It's sweet but fresh, so it has like both of those mixtures into it. I actually really like it. I wouldn't say that this is for like any specific occasion. I think this is just like the perfect daily non-offensive perfume, and the staying power on all of these is really good, especially the Reb'l Fleur. Then my last celebrity perfume is this one. So this is Jessica Simpson Fancy. It smells really sweet. It's very nonchalant, like it's very discreet. It's not the type of perfume where you spray it and you can smell it like 13 feet away. It's super discreet. You can almost like not smell this in a way, which kind of I feel like defeats the purpose of a perfume. It's sweet and also like kind of fresh. I feel like if you don't really like perfume, and perfumes always kind of like nauseate you or anything like that, I think this would be perfect as a perfume for you. But personally, I like something that's a little bit stronger than this. This is just not my vibe. It's sweet, which I like. My nose itches. This just smells discreet to me. I don't really have much to say about this. It's not my favorite personally. But like I said, if you like something a little bit lighter but still sweet, this is your guy. Okay, so I'm kind of getting like the more inexpensive perfumes out of the way first before I get to my designer ones. So the next one I have is this one. This is the Pacifica Island Vanilla. So a really good thing about these fragrances is that they are like a more natural kind of perfume. So it doesn't have all of the, you know, typical chemicals that a normal perfume would have, which is obviously a plus, especially if you are into that. And they do smell amazing. I will give that to them. I don't think staying power on these is like out of this world. I think it's okay. They have a few ones. I used to really like the coconut one, but I don't really love coconut anymore. It's kind of like, I don't know, I kind of got sick of that like overly coconut smell. I used to love it back in the day, but it's just too much for me now. I love anything that smells like vanilla. The only con that I would say about this perfume is because it is a natural perfume, which this is both, I guess, a good thing and a bad thing. Because it's a natural perfume, it does go bad a lot quicker than any of my other perfumes. I think like all of my perfumes, they don't, even when they kind of are expired, I guess, they still smell good and they still smell the same. But this one starts smelling off. Like, it starts smelling bad, honestly, after a while of keeping this. So this is really a perfume that once it's expired, you have to throw away because it just doesn't smell the same anymore. And I guess that's a good thing because that's how you know it's more of like a natural perfume, because it actually goes bad quicker. It's like a small size, so you can get through this quick. And it was only 20 bucks, and it's kind of like the perfect size. If this was like your only perfume that you were wearing on a daily basis, I think this would be perfect, and you would definitely get your money's worth because it stays on for a good amount of time, it's cheap, it smells good, it's natural. Like, there's a lot more pros, I would say, to this than there is cons, but I just wanted to mention that this does go bad after a while. I think mine already has started to smell a little bit off, and I think this is only like 4 months old. Okay, and then the next one, I think this is the last kind of cheaper perfume that I have, like non-designer. And this is Victoria's Secret Bombshell Intense. So this is not the original Bombshell. To be honest, it's really not my favorite perfume. I remember when I first smelled this, I was like, oh my god, this is so good. And then that's why I feel like with perfumes, you have to spray them and kind of let them marinate on your skin for a while. Before you buy a perfume, I just recommend going to a store, spraying it, and then just going about your day and just seeing how it kind of like transforms with your like skin and, you know, all of that. All those things kind of play a factor into how a perfume is going to smell on you. So I definitely recommend you kind of wait, because a perfume, like when I bought this, oh god, when I bought this, I loved how it smelled in the bottle. I thought it smelled amazing, and even when I spray it like super quickly in the store, it smells so good to me, and so I bought it. And then I kind of got really almost a headache from it, which I don't usually get. I mean, I love overly sweet, strong scents, and I got a headache. So, I mean, that should tell you something. There's something about this that I don't like. To me, this kind of smells cheap, and it's a little nauseating. I'm gonna spray it in the cap because I don't want it on me. That's how much I just don't like this. See, that's what I'm saying though. Like, I'm like spraying it in the cap right now, and it smells amazing. It smells so good in the cap. Like, it smells delicious. It smells sweet. It smells a little fruity. Yeah, it smells so good. But then when I put it on my skin, it just doesn't smell that way. So, I don't know. And so my next ones are Juicy Couture fragrances. Juicy Couture fragrances are like, I think the first perfumes I ever bought. I think this is like what started my love for perfumes. This is Juicy Couture Gold. I've spoken in my past videos about this one, but the reason why I bought this is because I watched Jeremy Fragrance on YouTube and I love his videos. And this is, oh, what am I doing? I'm like breaking it. And this is like his #1 fragrance recommendation for like a woman. He says this is like super sweet and super sexy, and he just freaking loves this perfume. If you watch any of his videos about this perfume, you would think this man was like in love with this perfume because he just like raves about it. I just feel like whenever I see somebody love a product that much, I'm like, okay, well, I have to try it out, because like, what if I feel that way about it too, you know what I mean? I definitely really like this smell. I've smelled like 30 perfumes on my arm at this point. So this is like your caramel freaking sweet bomb. It smells like caramel and sugar and just sweet. This is like a typical, dare I say, basic girl scent. Not in a bad way necessarily, it's just like it smells like what you think a super girly girl would smell like. This is what this smells like. Like, picture like the girliest girl who like wears pink, and I know I'm over here like stereotyping hardcore, but I'm just like trying to create a vibe, I guess, because it's really, obviously it's like so hard to explain a fragrance, you know, you obviously can't smell this, so I have to relate it in some way. So yeah, that's just the vibe that this gives me. It's intensely sweet, but not in a nauseating way. It's just super girly, super girly, super sweet kind of fragrance. And then the next juicy fragrance, which I actually broke because I dropped it somehow, like I do with everything, and the little nozzle like came off, and now it kind of like sprays weird. It like, I don't know, it's weird. This is Juicy Couture Bowdacious. I've said this before, but it is a pina colada in a perfume. It's definitely a more unique DNA for Juicy, I would say. It doesn't smell like a typical Juicy fragrance. It's very sweet, which they all are, I know, but it's like tropical. It's very tropical. It has some coconut in it. It just has a bunch of tropical fruits, and it just smells like a tropical vacation. It just smells like coconut, pineapple, juicy deliciousness. So next up I have this. Okay, so I'm more of like a sweet, girly kind of smell person. What I'm trying to say is I like really sweet, super girly smells, and this is not any of those things that I just mentioned, but I love this perfume. So this is MAC Turquatic. MAC has a couple of fragrances, but this perfume is so good. I think this is a perfume that everybody should have. I love this perfume. My mom loves this perfume, and she's picky with perfumes. She doesn't like any perfumes, basically, except for like Coco Mademoiselle. That's been like her OG. But she loves this as well, and I love this. This is so good. This almost feels like a unisex kind of smell. It's not overly girly, and it's not overly manly. It's kind of like that perfect in between, I would say. It's a very like sweet, it's not sweet, what the heck, it's a very fresh aquatic. It's literally called Turquatic, so what do you expect? Yeah, it's a very what am I saying? It's a very fresh, very aquatic kind of smell. It's super like you just got out of the shower, you spray this on, and you just smell clean. But there's also, I feel like, a little bit of like a sweetness to this, like slightly. I don't know. This just smells amazing to me. It smells like water. Very aquatic kind of smell, but not in like a coconut way, in like just a very fresh kind of way. I'm almost out of this, and I don't know if they still sell this in retail stores. I haven't really been to any MAC stores in a long time, so I don't really know, but I hope that they still have this because I'm obsessed with this and I'm almost done. Okay, so, oh my god, can I stop? Now I'm gonna get on to my more designer, bougier fragrances. The fragrances that cost me a lot of money. So the first one I have is Valentino Donna. So this perfume is sexiness in a bottle. This is so sweet, but in a more sophisticated, grown kind of way. Like if I would say that these two were like middle school, high school, this is like college level. It's not too grown, but it's not girly little girl kind of smell. It's very sweet, but it's very, very sexy. I think there's some like bourbon vanilla in this. It has a little bit of like a spice to it, but it's so, so sweet in the most sexy, delicious, mature kind of way. I sprayed this once when I went to a club a long time ago because obviously nobody's going to club nowadays. I sprayed this on my dress, and the next day I could still smell it so strongly on my dress. It smelled so, so good. So now this reminds me of clubs. This is like a hot girl smell. This is Valentino Donna Born in Roma. They have Valentino Donna, the original one. I don't know how that smells like. I've never smelled it, but I saw this in Sephora and I was like, ooh. The bottle just like immediately attracted me to this, and then I smelled it and I was like, that's my kind of smell. It's just that like sweet, girly, but this is Juicy Couture, but like she's grown. Okay, so the next fragrance that I have is Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One. This is another perfume that I bought because I saw Kathleen Lights rave about it. And if you love YSL Black Opium, you would love this. This is YSL Black Opium, but in a more sophisticated way. YSL Black Opium has that coffee note to it. So this also smells, it has the same vibe, basically. They kind of smell similar. I think Black Opium is kind of known for like a clubbing kind of going out perfume. It is a sexy perfume, but I think this is Black Opium in a more mature way, but not old lady way. It's very, very sweet. It's super sexy. I think this has patchouli in it. So anything that has patchouli literally literally lasts like forever on the skin. It might be overly sweet. Again, my mom, who does not like sweet scents, does not like this. Every time I spray it, she wants to throw up. It's basically Black Opium, but grown up. And then I'm gonna talk about YSL's Black Opium, obviously. So this is known for having that like coffee note to it, which makes it very unique. You don't really see that in a lot of fragrances. Super sweet. It's just like coffee, sugar, caramelly scent for me. I don't know, that's what it smells. It smells very similar, but yeah, I would say this is definitely the more mature version of this. So then I have Burberry Brit. So this perfume is so unique to me. I love this perfume. In my I believe the perfume that I paired this for in my, oh my god, it's sweet, but in not any way close to any of these kind of smells, like the juicy or, you know, those kinds of sweet. It's not that kind of sweet. It's a very classy kind of sweet. This is like perfect for like an office job. I feel like it's not offensive. It's not overly like sweet, and you know, I don't know. I feel like this is a very appropriate fragrance for like a office setting if you work at an office. This is just kind of like a sweet and spicy fragrance. I think there's like pear in it. I could be mistaken, but there's a bunch of fruits in this. It's a very sweet, fruity kind of smell. But there's something about this fragrance that just is so unique. I don't have any smell that smells like this in my whole collection. And I've never smelled this kind of perfume in any other perfume. It smells so good. It smells good on like everybody. So next up I have Jimmy Choo Fever. And this is just, oh, this is so good. This is so sweet. I've said that about all of my perfumes. I like sweet smells, but they're all different from each other. This smells almost identical to Bonbon from, oh my god. Why am I drawing a blank? Victor and Ralph. I'm stupid. So this smells so much. It's almost kind of like the same colors of packaging, because Bonbon is in this kind of same pinky see-through kind of color. Not packaging as in like shape-wise, but color-wise it's very, very similar. And even though a lot of people say that that perfume, the Bonbon, lasts on them forever, I think that this, for me, every time I've smelled that perfume, it smells so delicious in the like opening. Like when you first spray it on, it smells so good. It's so like just candy-like sweet, edible. But then I feel like it just doesn't last on me personally. But this one lasts. This one lasts forever. And it's definitely like a dupe. I think that one is 100 and something. And I think this one is barely 100. I think this is under 100. It's super sweet, very candy, very kind of edible kind of fragrance. As far as vibes that it gives me, it's sweet in a mature way. Again, it's not sweet in a juicy couture way. Okay, so next up we have the Love of My Life. This has quickly become like my signature perfume, which is crazy because I used to hate this perfume. I used to think this perfume smelled like cat pee. This is a perfume that not everybody's going to love. And normally I hate floral fragrances. I despise floral fragrance. Like I love fruity, I love sweet, caramelly, sugar. I've said it a million times in this video. I'm not a floral kind of person. Like I hate rose perfumes. Even though I know this one is rose perfume, but it's different. It doesn't smell like flowers. But this one is straight up like a lavender perfume, but in the most sexy, oh my god. I think from my entire collection, this is the sexiest, most seductive perfume that I own. I wouldn't say that this is for everyone. It's not a crowd pleaser, even though I think a lot of people do like this. I know so many people that absolutely despise this perfume and that think it's too strong. It is strong, but there's something about it that just meshes so well with my chemistry. Lavender, but it's lavender done in the most amazing way possible. Oh, I just hit my freaking microphone. Okay, so next up I have I almost dropped it on my face. Carolina Herrera Good Girl. This is another fragrance that is super, super sexy. I think this is definitely a crowd pleaser kind of perfume. It's like a date night, going out kind of fragrance. I think that there's like tuberose in it. It's super feminine, but almost in a masculine way, if that makes any sense. And for some reason, guys really, really love this perfume. It's a very dark kind of smell, and it's like sexy, sweet, fresh, all combined, which is very unique in a fragrance. Like, I feel like a fragrance either smells fresh or sweet, not both. Like, it's kind of hard to do that, but this does that somehow. I don't know. It's like, it's sweet and floral at the same time, but it's done in a really, really good way. Okay, so next up we have another one of my absolute favorites. This is Paco Rabanne Olympia. I love Paco Rabanne's fragrances, and this is no different. This is like pure aquatic perfume. It smells so good. I think I described this in one of my videos as being like, it smelled like an airport. I think this is a very everyday kind of fragrance, where it's not too much. It's not for any certain occasion, but it's also not too much for everyday wear, because there's certain fragrances that are kind of like almost catered to a specific occasion, because they might be like a little too much. But this is not too much. It's super crowd pleasing. It's super sexy. If you like kind of that like aquatic kind of smell, coconut, beachy, but again, not in that sunscreen weird way, I think you would love this perfume. Okay, so next up I have Dior Poison Girl. If you've ever smelled Hypnotic Poison from Dior, this smells like the leveled down version of that. Hypnotic Poison is like sweet to another level. It's kind of like an almondy sweet scent, and this is a very powdery sweet kind of smell. It's a gourmand kind of fragrance, so it's got that like edible vibe to it. It is one of those perfumes where I have to be in a mood to wear, because sometimes it can be a little nauseating because it is super sweet. And that's why when I smelled the Hypnotic Poison, which a lot of people love, I was like, yeah, we're not gonna do this, because it was just too much. Like, if this is too much, Hypnotic Poison is like a step up from this, but it is good. Okay, so the next one I have is Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess. I think just by the name, this is a perfume that you wear if you're going to the beach. You cannot wear this perfume in wintertime. That is just crazy. This perfume is almost kind of on that sunscreen a little overly coconut vibe, which a lot of people don't like, but if you like that, this is your perfume. Whenever I'm going to the beach, this is like my go-to fragrance, because it just has that like coconut, sunscreen, beachy, tropical vibe. That's just the only occasion that this would be appropriate for. Next up, I have another Dolce & Gabbana fragrance, and this is L'Imperatrice. Oh, I don't know how to say that. So this fragrance is fresh. It's fruity. This, when I spray this smells like watermelon in the most delicious, fresh and clean kind of way. But yeah, that's definitely like the number one thing I can smell. It's so just juicy and delicious. I love this perfume for a day where, again, I'm not feeling that like sweet vibe, because sometimes that can be a little too much. This is what I go for. This is kind of like in the same vibe of like this perfume and then also this perfume. These are like my 3 fresh fragrances right here. So the next one that I have, like I said, in that fresh vibe is Chanel Chance. This has zero sweet to it. It is a lemony, citrus, fresh, clean, just fresh in the most fresh way. It is so fresh to the point where it almost smells like a cologne. And then my other Chanel fragrance, I don't usually love Chanel fragrances. I feel like they're more on the like floral side, which I'm not a huge fan of it, because I love these like more sweet kind of scents. And this is more, well, this is straight up floral. But this is Coco Mademoiselle. This is straight up like patchouli. It stays on your skin, your clothes, anything you spray it on. It could pretty much last for like a week straight without having to respray. Lasting power on this is insane, and this is just like the most classy fragrance ever. like just a woman in a suit. I think I said the exact same thing, but it just always gives me that vibe every single time that I smell this. It's a little bit sweet, but not in any kind of way of those kind of sweet, not even close. It's just a very grown up kind of scent, and it smells expensive. Like, this is expensive. It smells expensive, and it is expensive, but it smells expensive. Like, if I smell this on somebody, I would know exactly right away. And I only get that with this fragrance and with my Alien, because they're just so unique that when I spray it on anybody, I just know immediately what they are. With so many perfumes, you kind of have to be like, oh, is it that? Is this something else? I don't know. You know, you kind of second guess yourself. But with this, when I smell this on anything, on anyone, I just know that it's these. Just nothing else smells like these kinds of fragrances. Okay, so we have made it to the end. My very last fragrance is my Versace Crystal Noir. I showed this in my perfume haul, and I still stick to what I said in that video. This reminds me of shampoo. It's a dark coconut smell, but it's coconut in a way that you've never smelled coconut before. This is not like what you think coconut would smell like. It's coconut in just a very, very strange way, but in like a really good way. It's dark but sweet and fresh. It's a combination of those two. That is all of my fragrances. This video is probably 3 years long, but I hope you like this video. Let me know if you have any of these fragrances and how you like them. And please request any videos from me that you would like to see from me. And please like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!